Hey everyone, how y'all doing? I'm stopping in real quick. Y'all know what time it is. I'm about to drop off some nuggets and some tips to continue to help you, me, all of us continue to build up our personal development, our self growth, our self confidence, our self esteem, and all of that good stuff, right? So today's tip is how to practice having self confidence, right? So, my first tip is when you're practicing self confidence and you're speaking with someone and you're talking to them, look them in the eye. That gives off that you're confident, you're sure of yourself, and it's like you know what you're talking about, right? And I know, like, for a lot of us growing up, and even in some cultures, with some people, when you're looking someone in the eye, to some people, it's kind of disrespectful, in some cultures that I've heard of. But, like when you're wanting to be confident within yourself, if you have speaking engagements, you're in conversation, with someone, conversing with them, look them in the eye when you're speaking to them and, to let them know that you're sure of yourself, you're confident, you believe in what you're saying, and you're standing for what you're saying, right? And so the next tip is to, straighten up your posture and your shoulders and be, aware of, your appearance and your look and, how you're put together and how you're dressed and how you're groomed and things like that. Make sure your hair is, in place, and make sure your clothes are nice and neat. They don't have to be designer clothes, in order to make a good impression. Just make sure that you're put together, your clothes are, nice and neat and it's decent, your appearance, is on point, your hair is together, your teeth, your smile, all of that. So make sure that, your appearance is put together, because your appearance matters too. When you look good, you feel good. And as for us women, we know when we go and get our hair done, we go to the salon, we get our nails done, we get our manicures, our pedicures, we get our hair done. We walk out feeling a totally different way than when we first walked in, right? So make sure your appearance is together. The next tip is to smile. Smiling, it gives like a soft impression, a more what's the word I'm looking for? It lets people know that you're more approachable, And for myself, I'll have to work on this myself, because I just have a serious look, and I've always had that since a little girl growing up. And people would be, afraid to approach me, or they would think that I would be mean and things like that because of my look. But when they got to know me by hanging around with me and getting to know me, it's like they like, you're cool, you down to earth. I thought you was gonna be mean because you look mean and you always have this serious look. So for myself, that's something that, I work on within myself is, to smile more. So just practice smiling. The next tip is, ask questions when you're feeling stuck, or if you feel like you're starting to lose confidence in something. Start asking questions to help build you back up and to, get that self-doubt out of your head. So ask questions in any area that you're not, sure of, you need clarity of, and you just need a better understanding. So ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I know for myself, growing up, especially in grade school and especially in elementary school, I would be shy and I would be afraid to ask questions to the teacher, because I didn't want people to think like, well, why is she asking that question, or she should know, and things like that. So over time, it kind of stuck with me, and held me back in some areas because I was afraid to ask questions. So as I, begin to build up my confidence and step out of my comfort zone, you have to ask questions. You have to ask questions in order to understand, in order to learn, in order to grow, and to get that clarity and that understanding. So ask questions. And the last tip is to breathe. Take a deep breath and just breathe, especially if you have a speaking engagement and you're up there and you're nervous. Just take a deep breath and breathe. If you feel like you're losing, the attention of the audience, start asking questions. That way it gives someone else a chance to talk. That way the attention is, kind of off of you for the moment. That way you can just calm yourself down take deep breaths, and then get back on track. So, through everything, building confidence, take your deep breath, ask questions, let other people talk. That way you can calm yourself down and get the focus off of you just, in that moment. That way you can regroup and get yourself back together. If you have to, tell a few jokes to break the ice, to get people laughing and, just to clear the moment, then do that. So take deep breaths. Remember to smile. Remember to ask your questions. Remember, make sure your appearance is together, your hair, your clothes, and look people in the eye when you're speaking to them, or, look in their direction and things like that. Just make sure that you're confident in whatever it is that you're doing. So those were some tips that I wanted to, stop in and give you all for today. Remember, you have a choice and you can't become who you want to be by being stuck is who you are now. Love you first and know your worth, and remember to always be confidently you. So comment in the comment section some tips that you all use to help build, that has helped build up your self-confidence, and share your tips with, with everyone else. That way we can incorporate those tips within our everyday lives and in our daily task of us building up our self-confidence, our self-esteem, our self-love, and all of that good stuff. So share some of your tips in the comments below. That way, we all can build up our confidence. Sharing is caring. So until next time, you all have a great day, and I'll be checking in soon. Bye.